Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be watching one of my replays from Starcraft 2. I just played like minutes ago, and this is kind of interesting. Me and this guy random Scourge is his name, I guess. We had a guy leave us in the like early on in the match, so we split up his base. Scourge ended up doing defense, like building pylons, cannons, stuff like that. I took over pro production, and you can see the screen precisely. Like, even though I stayed until it was 41 minutes, we won by just draining out the map and forcing these guys to waste their time trying to attack us, when it would have been better off if they had just left the moment we crushed their armies. And I ended up training 445 units as Terran. And it was split between Marine, tank, Thors, battle cruisers, even some nukes, you name it. We vaporized these guys, and now we get to go into the match. So I might do this like a little more often, where I have my camera down here in the corner, because of course for anyone watching, this is going to cover the mini map, but I'd rather this area be open than that, because right now the mini map really doesn't do much good. I mean, it might, but this is just where I want to leave my camera right now. You can still see the time right here, and into it we go. Okay, this guy left early, so I took over pro production while Scourge went and made a forge for him. These guys, I'll say it, they put up a good defense, but it ultimately failed. Now, this guy could have put his gateways over here to help wall, but I guess this is something Protoss do in like 1v1s too, where they stick their gateways wherever they over off to the corner where you can't see them. That guy expanded. Getting my orbital, getting my gas. I think here in a moment I take an expansion. Got my factory, I'm making marines. Yeah, he put down cannons and right there to defend. I make two zealots here in a moment out of Suplex's gateways. So now, see, I've been doing this two port battle cruiser build. Now I'm pretty sure they know that, our ally left. Okay, he's making a tank. I'm making a mine before I get my add-on. Okay, there we go. I'm making a couple of zealots, probes. He makes the expansion and then the cyber core. Okay, I'm researching stim. Now it's interesting. This guy goes for a Twilight Council and a Stargate. I guess he was getting like charge slots or something. One or both of them got charge slots. Yeah, see. Yeah, he got charge slots later on. Okay, there goes my expansion. I'm getting Cloak and I'm getting Banshees before I get... Right before I start to do my battle cruisers. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit. Transfer probes over. And... Yeah, there we go. I click on it, start making probes. That's one of the cool things. Like if somebody leaves, while watching a replay, your color will be what selects them. Say like if you're purple, the little circle on the outside will be purple, which means that you'll be controlling it, or orange like Scourge is. Kind of cool. You got the batteries right there. Okay, there goes my Banshees. And I make another Banshee and then I send it over in this direction and have it come down here. He just makes a wall of photon cannons. Which photon cannons are 150 minerals each. That could have been more gateways, more next side, you name it. And there's my Banshees. Okay, so got 2 kills on that one on that one, and 1 on that one. Okay, so 2. Got that one. And then I fly within range of the photon cannon. Got that probe, and then I bring my Banshee home. He's going Skytoss. Okay, yeah. It's like, oh, okay, there you go. Thank you. So I put, no problem. Okay, I got my fusion core. I've got 3 battle cruisers on the way. I got this Banshee I sent over down this way. Which I think that does get killed. Yeah, because I start attacking a photon cannon with it. And then I pull it back. Okay, there we go. I get a couple of probe kills. And then they kill it because it's in range of that one. And then I whip my battle cruisers in and start taking out pylons. Now I know they got a ton of anti-air that can kill this. I still think it was worth it because I managed to depower all of his stargates. Which cut that one carrier was like almost done finished right before I blasted it, which forces him to repower it for a moment, including those. I take that. I do take that, but that gets killed and then I retake it later. Okay, I'm adding 2 more factories and then I add like a number of other barracks right over here. I'm researching +1 shield, +1 ship weapons. Oh yeah, and that these guys try to come up and attack, and I'm just gonna put it in cinematic mode because we made 2 stalkers and a couple of zealots to defend as an early warning. And here comes our forces. Now, they have no detection, so they can't see his DTs. Everything they send up just dies to what we have. Now I know some people who the moment they do that and you wipe out their forces, they just leave. And then I whip my battle cruisers in and I take out his command center. I think I do. I kill that depot, and I momentarily supply block him. And yeah, look, he's supply capped. He's supply blocked. Because now he has to remake all of those more depots. At +1 on my battle cruisers, I'm getting +2. I'm getting my engineering base, which I then upgrade my marines. I make that. He's taking 2 more bases. He's only at 93 out of 102 supply, whereas I'm deadlocked at 165. I'm making more depots now. He's got 36 SUVs. I've got 57. By the end of the match, I ended up with 71. Okay, he's like 2 minutes till we attack. I'm like, okay. Production. Okay, so I've got 1 depot. I've got my command center being built. I've got Banshee, 3 Hellbats, 1 Marauder, 1 Marine, 1 more battle cruiser, +1 Yamato cannon, and +1 mech weapons, plus combat shield, and +1 armor. Now, he's got 11 supply depots. I've got 15, plus 3 orbitals. I got 1 more. I got that 1 command center up there in the corner. Ready? Under Mom. Yep. The Mama ship has arrived. Now, I've only lost 14 units so far, compared to him, Matt, the Terran, losing 21, and Shadow losing 38. But Teal, this guy, the KB, only lost 6. Now, if there's any lag, there's not much I can really do about it. But watch this. They're doing that, and I warp a battle cruiser in to try and distract them, and they send this over before they send the rest, and the mothership, his mothership, gets vaporized. I love putting it in cinematic mode. lost our mothership. I don't know if it's because of the upgrades we had. There we go. Their entire army mostly gets obliterated. The only thing survives are a handful of Tempests and some of and other stuff. Yeah, I'm looking at the units lost. 55, 57. The Protoss has lost 141 units. 143. 144. Dokkaebi has lost the majority, except for those. He lost everything else. Yeah, and then they try to push, and right when I'm in the middle of a production cycle, and Scourge has like that Tempest. I find it interesting he's got his gateways on 4 and his Stargates on 2. Oh yeah, and I've got this. I got 1-1 on my Marines, 1+1 on my Thors. I'm getting my next upgrade. And then I warp my battle cruisers and do this. I managed to whittle down his Vikings. Until there's one left that takes me out. Now, I think it's interesting he split his units. He sends one group of Tempests here. He sends another group of Tempests this way. And then you got my stuff coming down to help. Marine Thor Battlecruiser. And my Battlecruisers are up to +2. I'm getting +3 now. I'm getting +2 weapons. And I get +2 armor in a moment. I've also now got nuke silos. He doesn't even bother repairing it. Yeah, and then I turn to high impact and I start taking out his looking carriers. Took out the Tempest. Tempest duel, and he wins. Oh yeah, and then I get back in with my 3 battle cruisers and I take out his command center again. And he's supply blocked again. Yeah, and I cancel my nuke so it doesn't hit his Tempest. Yeah, they killed that, but then I still managed to take it back later. All these Marines and Thors taking this stuff out. Oh, this guy never gets to... Well, and here's another thing. This guy, Shadow, only had +2 shields. Not once from what I've seen did he get any other defense or attack upgrades. No armor, no weapons, nothing. He just got the shield upgrade. The Scourge had +1 weapons and +3 shields. I took that over as a base. I got +3 weapons, ship weapons, +1 armor, +2 attack on my Marines, and +1 attack on my Thors. Yeah, I love it because he kills that and then he takes that over as his own. Like we ended up taking over half the entire map before the match was over. How many did I have? I have 50 SUVs at this point. And he's only got 38. I took out all the tanks with those. I have one poor Marine that's like left that's got like 14 life. He's probably seen some stuff. I got my... What's funny is he tried to surround me and attack. I've still got my mules repairing my Thor. I think they finally killed him. And then I got the rest of my stuff coming in. just like, bye-bye. Because this is a problem with some people in Starcraft. Like, guys like Vit, like Matt and others. You're not gonna win, dude. We've gotten in multiple times. We've taken out your production. We've destroyed your entire freaking base. We've wiped out your army multiple times. I don't care if you have how much money you have. You know, it's 28 minutes in. There really are times where people need to be. Shadow has now rebuilt their base and is being revealed. There really are times where people need to use common sense and go, no, I'm not going to win this match. This guy was these guys were better than us. They wiped out all of our bases, and it's like, I'm seriously, I question people's mental state when they decide to just stay in, and it's like, you're not really gonna win, dude. Oh yeah, and then he starts making cannons. Oh, and I got a really good EMP on almost all of his Phoenix. I got one Phoenix that is coming out. Yeah, he tried to land his Vikings like a dumbass and ended up losing them. The smarter thing would have been to just fly them away, because there's no way they can take on what I've got right now. I've got 2-3 Marines. My Thors have +2. I've got more stuff back home. I start +3 ground attack from my Thors. I got a couple of minivacs, and I'm up to 60 workers compared to his 40. Yeah, I've lost 280 something units compared to the Protoss losing 356 and 454. +3 ship weapons. Oh yeah. Yeah, then I took that base again, but this time I turned it into a planetary. All my other bases, all my other command centers are all orbitals. You see, I've got 4 starports, 5 barracks. That 1 command center, which is morphing. 2 nuke silos. 1 armory. 2 engineering bases. 3 factories. 1 planetary and 4 orbitals. And 19 supply depots compared to Matt's 15 supply depots. And then we just stormed their base again and killed them. All those Vikings get destroyed before they can even kill my battle cruiser. Yeah, I Yamato his barracks. Scourge was polite enough to GG, as in, we won. None of these guys GG'd at all. So, you lost. The most you could do is GG and leave. This makes you look desperate. Some people might go, oh, well, you know, oh, they're still playing, blah, blah, blah. That's not the point. Turn your brain on. You guys lost. I've said this multiple times. If you lose, guess what? You don't stay in. You don't make yourself look like a desperate fool. You be the better player, and you admit, yeah, I lost this one. I've got +3 on my Thors. I've got +3 on my Marines. I had +3 on my battle cruisers. I only lost 309 units total compared to the Protoss, who was... .KB lost 562 units and 65,930 resources worth of supply. Shadow lost 358 and about 42,000. Matt lost 230 units and 43,000 resources worth of supplies and units. That was my spending. Two of them spent well over between 17 and 10,000 for their economy. The Protoss spent 17,000 on technology and 33,230 for their army. Their income, his is non-existent because we wiped out all of his freaking harvesters. I had 60. He had 34. The other guy was left with... Daikabi was left with 22. I had 19 supply depots compared to his 13. I had 4 orbitals compared to his 2. I had a planetary. He has 2 unupgraded command centers. He has 4 starports and five refineries. I've got 10. I mean, I outdid Matt when it comes to economy. My APM ended up being 109 for my average APM this match. That's 109 actions per minute to his 43. Now some people say APM doesn't matter. Oh yeah, it matters when you're outdoing someone and they still don't have the brain cells to understand that they've been beaten and outplayed by somebody. Scourge had 55. The other two had 44 and 47. There really are times where you need to be smart with this game. These guys were not that smart. Seriously, look at it. We've got this in their base. I've got that. Scourge has that. All this guy has is a bunch of unupgraded Marines. No combat shield, no stim, no +3 attack, no +3 armor, nothing. He spent it all on his tanks and his mech, and he still got his ass kicked by somebody better than him. And the highest I've been in team games for Starcraft 2 with a friend of mine is Masters. On my own, I'm Diamond. These guys were bronze. And here's a real kick. They lost 344 MMR playing against me and Scourge. Just with one guy early leaving for whatever reason, bailing on us, we still won the game and roasted them and bitch slapped them into oblivion. This is some free advice. If you are behind, yeah, you can spend all your upgrades on this, or you can go, well, shit. You know, these guys busted us. +3 Thors, +3 Marines, +3 battle cruisers. Get back here. Yeah, and yeah, not one of the GGs at all. And I had 3 more I had like what? I had 5 more battle cruisers queued up. And more Marines. A Yamato cannon's pylon. I mean, look at this. By the end of the match, we had suplex on 3.5 bases. Scourge had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bases. I was on what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, I found that. Yeah, he spent no time at all upgrading his Marines. He spent all his time upgrading his mech units instead of getting all upgrades like I did and beating him with them. Okay, so that one had 9, 11, 7, 5, 10, 9, 3, 7, and 18. Oh, that's the highest kill Thor I've got. Huh, that's funny. There really are times where people need to be smarter. I mean, come on. And he had all these Tempests. and these couple these DTs down here. Okay. Huh. 13, 4, 6, 3, 16 kills on that one and 13 on that one. That guy's an instructor. That guy is a master. He's a disciple. Disciples. Okay, mentor, disciple. I love how there are ranks for the units. What, like, if they level up like high enough, you can become a commander. It's like the highest amount of kills you can get with Protoss. You get the rank of executor. Like that guy is That guy's a corporal. He's a recruit. That one's a captain. That one's a sergeant. He's a corporal. Okay, I think that does it for that one. Almost 41 minutes, and we vaporized these guys. And I ended up with like 110 average accidents per minute for this match. But we outdid them, we outspent them, even though at the end that's how much I banked at the end when they left. I don't know what else to say. It's like, if you're behind and you got smoked by someone better than you, why would you stay? Seriously, why would you stay in a game that you obviously lost? It's like, you'd think common sense would prevail and you'd go, oh, well, I'm not gonna win this. Why the hell am I staying in this match? I should just leave and go on to the next one. It's like some players in Starcraft 2 don't use common sense. They don't use reasoning and logic. It's like I'm always getting annoyed with, even though Scourge did, like Mass Tempest and stuff, I get annoyed playing against Skytoss. Because it's like, no matter what I make, it gets shredded by whatever the Protoss has. Especially if you got Disintegration Tempest. Because those things cut through everything like butter. Get 3/3 air weapons. Get the resonance upgrade. And Tempest can cut through buildings like they don't even exist. I even had a match where I did that the other night. I'll have to find that one. That was interesting, because it's like, well, it goes into the point that, Skytoss doesn't really take a lot of minimal effort. I mean, yeah, you can get up to like 3 or 4 bases. At the end of the day, though, mass voids, all you have to do is it's like all you have to do is point and click. Maybe you have to hit the freaking overcharge ability every so often. And that's about it. I will give them one thing: microing against Vipers. Is you have to be able to split like a MFR once they hit you with Parasitic Bomb. But with the right upgrades, you can actually survive it. I just find it tiresome to play against match after match after match. I had 3 matches the other night that I lost, where the other guy, the Protoss, just did Skytoss and that was it. And I actually asked someone a question, and they were too busy to respond with an answer and stuff. It's like, are people really becoming that antisocial that you can't even bother to talk to someone if they type in all chat and they ask a question? You're really so damn focused on winning, you can't say, oh, well, you can do this and this. It takes too much effort for somebody to actually respond back to another person in this game, asking a simple question like, hey, how do you break a losing streak? That is one problem that this game has that Blizzard refuses to announce or address. Some people get so damn obsessed that that they start trash talking you, and it's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, oh well, you're bad, blah blah blah. I didn't know we were back in high school. You want to be competitive, go play 1v1. Go win the GSL. Otherwise, sit down, shut up, and have fun. It's really that simple. There are people who get too obsessed over team games. And it doesn't help when I'm the unlucky bastard that gets matched against 2 Grandmaster players in a 3v3. And it's like, okay, Blizzard, by your logic, how am I supposed to beat people who excel at 1v1, who get paid to play the game, who are like the elites and stuff? How do you expect me to beat them in a team game when randomized 3v3, you don't know if your ally is good, bad, or anything in between? So you're practically screwed if you face off against a Grandmaster player in a 3v3 game. Because unless you yourself have perfected your build and you're actually on their level, if you're a gold player or even ex-platinum like me, There was no way in hell you can win against a Grandmaster player. It's like, play in your own damn division. And that's the thing that's another thing that irks me. It's like, oh well, get good. Okay. That's your brain dead logic. I got nothing else to say to you. It's like, get good is a freaking excuse for people not to engage in conversation. It's like, they don't want to actually listen to another person describe a legitimate problem. I think that's about it. Wow. Well, I've been recording this for about 51 minutes. So I'm pretty sure somebody's only going to bother to watch about a minute of it, because apparently that's what happens with most of my content. They can't watch the entire video. They can only watch like 2-3 minutes of it, and then they get bored or something. And that's not my fault. That's me. That's overall media rotting people's brain to the point where they barely have an attention span, it seems. Anyway, for anyone that does watch, thank you. I'll be uploading another video soon, and see you then.